Yo, what up? It's Donut, and you tuning into all your Illuminati news. And we're coming up on the final ritual, the Omega event, something that I've been talking about for a while. We just saw Elon wearing the Omega necklace. This is something that I've been talking about for years and years with Jacob Israel, and we're joined with Jacob Israel. Here's a video I did 12 days ago about the last president with the Omega symbol. And then bada bing, bada boom, you see Elon, the dark magician for Trump, with the Omega logo. As it's all connected to the new current C system, we're going to get into it. It's going to be amazing. And it's the 24th letter in the Greek alphabet. As we see through symbols, we can see what's going on. Alpha is the beginning, Omega is the last. And on the dollar bill, you got the Alpha president in the Omega logo. It's all symbolic. We're all going to dive deeply into it. And I just want to say thank you, everybody who supported the Illuminati comic. We're almost past 24,000. So we totally passed the goal of last night. I say the goal today, let's get this past 24,000. And we are also joined by Jacob Israel. Yeah. How are you, Jacob?
Man, are you kidding me? I'm on the donut show again with Paranoid American. Does it get any better? Does it get
It
any
does not.
Does
This is basically peak life right here.
This is peak, and this is my peak form too at 53.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Jacob. My channel would not be where it is today without you supporting me when I was such a small channel. You brought me on your big show, and so grateful for you
so sweet.
for doing that. Yeah, absolutely incredible. But we've been talking about this Omega symbol for quite a while, and I'm very excited to dive into it. But before we dive deep into this, Paranoid American, can you tell us some of the Illuminati comic? We got some purchases, and we got to shout out their names because we're doing these streams every single day for the launch. So click the link below, go grab your Illuminati comic. Let's get this past the 24,000 mark, and go subscribe to Jacob Israel. Got his links right below it as well. And shout out to Space Arc TV. See you up in there.
And we caught you early today. We jump started this one just because we wanted to get a head start on all these names that we have to give out. So for anyone that's just catching us either last night or right now, for anyone that backs us, we're going to end up giving you an Illuminati nickname. Why are we even doing that? Well, because in the actual Bavarian Illuminati, in order to protect your secrecy, you had to basically give this name to everybody, and it all depended on the city that they were in. The cities had code names, the people had code names. But that said, let's start getting to some of these Illuminati nicknames that me and Donut have been coming up with. Today, it's all going to be rulers and warriors. So everyone backing us today is going to be a ruler or a warrior, starting with Ron Sheets, who gets to be Alexander.
Shout out to Ron. Thank you so much for your support.
We got Mary Beth Hain is going to be Leonidas. What a badass.
Leo.
We've got a Jacob. Is that you, Jacob Israel? Well, we've got a Jacob.
Jacob?
Who's going to be Cyrus.
J Money.
We got a JC or JC.
JC.
What up? Shout out to JC. You're going to be Darius. Chrissy coming through is going to be Xerxes. We got Kelly French, who's going to have to be Napoleon. So Kelly, yeah, shout out Kelly. Shout out Napoleon. You're Napoleon from now on. We got Katrina Schmidt, who's going to be Demetrius. Congratulations. You're now a dude. We got 00999. I've got no idea what that means, but you're going to be Pompey. We got Michelle Stallions. Shout out to the Stallion. You're going to be Hannibal.
I forgot to feed the kitty cat. We get a feed Chan every time someone gets one of these comics. So thank you for.
He's going to be eating for a while now. we got three more. We got Martin Buckle, who's going to be Brutus. We've got a Michelle or a Michael. I think it's a Michelle, who's going to be Crassus. And then finally we got Noah Held. And then Noah Held's going to be Mithras.
thank you so much for everyone's support. And if you want to feed my cat Chan and get him plumped up, go do it. Thank you so much for your support on the Illuminati comic.
And we're
Jake.
like one person away from crossing 24.
Yeah,
What an achievement! It's really, I mean, and I'm blown away by, the work that you all put into this. It's like when you first told me about it, I was, I'm just excited for mine. It's this is quite the endeavor, and what a great way to reach people, in the meme wars, right? What a great way.
Oh yeah, the meme wars and the final ritual, but you called it the final boss.
Oh, when I saw the final ritual, we were in the end, right? So WrestleMania, I don't know if you watched WrestleMania with The Rock. One of the things, for those that don't know, I wrote for WWF when it was WWF between 99 and 2001. I ended up, getting fired, but it was just me and one other guy, and I Rhodes, who's known as the American Nightmare. So I saw the picture of like the we'll say the Christ figure coming against, bringing judgment, bringing correction. He actually whipped Cody at one point, and on the back of his his vest, he had these two harps. And so it was just so much symbolism, and it was so crazy. So the final boss is like, this is it. This is this is Kali. This is the great correction that's coming on the land. This is the end. We're in the end. So so when I saw a final ritual, I thought this is the final boss. This is like the final level of the game of life. It's here.
Yes, and it's something that we've talked about throughout the years. We covered The Economist magazine every single year. It seems like we cover The Economist magazine and decipher it, and it all
and then it happens.
Then it happens. It's predictive programming in a sense of what's to come. And we got the new Economist magazine coming out in 3 days. So we'll have.
I was like, I didn't see it. Darn it! I can't.
No. Yeah, but me and you will break it down, because the beginning of this year, almost a year ago, we showed the Economist magazine, and I was like, look out for Argentina, and then Javier election and whatnot. A huge story. One Direction, huge moon sacrifice. And during the lockdowns, we covered all these symbols, how 2022 on 222 at 222, Biden did the Trident War. And this is the Omega, the last one, the 24.
You want to hear something funny about the that's the shin in Hebrew? It's the trident, the shin, sin in that game. You don't want to roll on that, but the trident's been a huge thing. Yeah, and the dreidel.
Dreidel.
Do you know that in Jake Paul's fight, Nunes, the very first fighter that came out, I recorded it. I was going to throw it in my show. I totally didn't think we were going to talk about the trident, but the trident's huge. I mean, it's the god of the sea. It's his weapon. It's the Atrishula. It fillets people's flesh from their bodies. In Hinduism, it's a huge thing. It's always been a huge thing. It's correction. And Nunes, the very first fighter that went into the Jake Paul fight, he entered and he had a huge, it looked like it was a brand new tattoo too. He had a huge trident on his belly. And when he walked out, by the way, at 17 minutes exactly after it started, which is just so interesting. Nunes, he was the very first fighter that came. There he is. Look at the trident. You can see it. Right? How kooky is that? And you want to hear weirder? The guy he fought turned 33 on 11/11. They made a point of saying that. But there it is, right there. There's the how crazy is that, right?
Right.
He made a big deal over that too when he walked out. He kind of like pointed to it and showed everybody it, And the fact that he came out at 17 minutes, knowing that's President Trump's favorite number and a lot of people's favorite letter, it's pretty interesting.
This one also set like a new tone too, because that fight was so disrespectful. It reminded me that this is no longer like the HBO or the TNT boxing that I remember from like the late 90s that you're kind of talking about. That's when I would usually turn back over to WWF anyways. And this one kind of feels like a blend between the two. This was like half boxing, half WWF. The entire night was.
It really seemed that way. Everything seems to be a show. Even Trump arriving at the UFC, it was like that. We used to tape these walkouts. So what you do is you're in a live show and you're like, okay, we're going to do a Rock walk to the ring or an Undertaker. Like I was the Taker's writer too. We'll do a walk to the ring, and you just kind of record them walking to the ring, and it's very exciting. It builds into. I put it on X because it was so strange. MAGA is the word. That's where we get the word magi from. The magi, the three magi, the wise men, the sorcerers, the astrologers. Some say they're the three magi. It's almost like Bobby Kennedy, Elon, and Trump, the three amigos coming together. It's interesting, but it's all kind of like witchcraft and sorcery. Back in the day, they Moses, he had to do battle with sorcerers. MAGA, another name for it would be like a high priest. Some people say in Satanism, it's like the highest degree or something. But in the grand scheme of things, I look at it very, I'm starting to look at it very positively because I know what's coming. It's not going to be great. But I mean, it's like, this is all exactly what you'd think it would be. I mean, I've been saying this forever. Alex, how long have I been saying this?
We've been talking about for a while. You've been talking way longer than me, and we passed through over 1,000 people. I like to remind everybody when we pass through 1,000 to share the video out, like the video, please, please, please. And this is Jacob's Twitter. Make sure to go to his Twitter. I got his YouTube link down below. You will be very glad you did. His stuff's absolutely amazing. This was one of your most recent posts.
Yeah, Apophis is coming. This is a big thing. I mean, we have this huge, this huge asteroid which is coming so close that the gravitation of Earth is going to affect it, which means it could suck it in, it could break it apart. But the symbol for Apophis is very spooky. It looks and as I'm putting this together, I'm like, oh my God, it's the Threads logo.
What a great catch.
It's the Threads logo. Well, because they probably know what's going on. It's like, I'm sure there's probably something coming in. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm in Long Island. We're getting auroras. Something's happened. Something is putting the Earth in a weird type of a position. I mean,
strange is happening. That's what I title all my videos.
Actually, when I look at your videos, I think I got to put strange in my title more because you do so well.
Something strange is happening. I'm going to start putting something awkward is happening because of how awkward I am all the time. But not only is this APEP symbol huge, massive, so many people have broken down how important this is to the elites through the symbology, connecting it to a lot of brands that people drink and whatnot. Is the Celsius logo. I was saying it's the third degree, and that video went absolutely viral. I was really excited about that because I haven't had a viral video from all of the suppression, but it was on Twitter, and so I was really happy about that. And
it was a great catch, man. That was an amazing observation.
Thank you. That was cool. But I like to look into these symbols, and today is a huge symbolic day. We have these meteors happening up in the sky that happens every 33 years on the 322 day, going all the way till tomorrow, November 18th. And that's when we did this breakdown of the moon. It was November 18th, the 322 day, where this was released. I mean, they released it before, so me and you, we got to break it down in 3 days from today.
Yeah. Look at that. We got the countdown.
Yeah, because this is the countdown to the predictive programming. So I would love to do another episode with you breaking down what is the cover going to be, because the cover in 1988 was the rise of the sun or the phoenix, new currency. And that's what we see happening symbolically with the currency. And speaking of Omega, I bet you through the symbolism, Wikipedia will be going through a ritual because Wikipedia just lies and lies and lies. I bet you they got the Omega
Right there,
symbol.
smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, I bet you they'll go through some sort of ritual, but it is connected to the money system. As you can see right here is the Omega,
Yep.
the 24, the Alpha, the first president,
And
and
the Omega. Yep.
Trump is known as the last president. But also down here, a lot of people don't know this. Rosa Rios autographing this. Rios means river. She's on the board of XRP, which is a bridge currency. So kind of goes into these new blockchain technologies that I got to speak about with the maritime law master, I would call him, Jordan. Jordan. He talked about maritime law and how the current, right? You brought up a tweet of current connected to the Omega.
Right.
And he would talk about currency in the current and Mar-a-Lago or Mar-a-time law. And you brought up some interesting stuff that Elon tweeted in Omega.
Yeah, but look at what he then he commented. What did he say? So he's telling you what that Omega symbol represents. Resist the current. And that's what the Ohm is. The Ohm is that exact that's the symbol for the Ohm, which is it resists the current. And so Elon was on this thing where he was saying resist the current thing. And a thing is AI is like a thing, right? So
Right.
So when he's telling, and see, he puts it in like that's
brackets, right?
Right. What else goes in the middle of brackets? I don't know. I'm not into programming, but what I'm saying is, for as long as I've been looking at the stuff that Elon shares, he tells people what's happening, and almost to like a date, it's almost always somehow like I just put out that the picture of people paying attention to AI news, and then like the zombies coming down the roller coaster on the other side. So it's very interesting because you think that what if the AI is the thing? And what if he's saying, you got to resist the current thing? So then I look at that post and I say, oh my goodness gracious. It's going to be exactly, we were looking at that number 18. I don't remember exactly what it was. I could probably pull it up, but it was like within an incredible amount of time. And I'm like, we better be careful. There's going to be some crazy type AI news that is going to turn everybody into zombies. Yeah. So there you have, the resistivity or resistance. It's the Ohm meter. The Ohm is the Omega. So, I mean, he's the AI guy, right? And it is the end. I mean, I believe that it can all work together. And there's just, I mean, I have a feeling that people don't realize how manipulated they really are. I see videos all the time, and they can look at what you did, your amazing piece that you put together. or you, right? Look at what you did, and it's what I'm saying is, how do we even know what we're looking at? How many times have you seen something, and next thing you know, you're like enraged by it, but it turns out it wasn't even real. But all the big influencers, all the big guys, right? Jones is going to say something about it. Russell Brand will say something about it. The Tates, they'll all say something about it, and then it'll turn out to be us all phony baloney.
Yeah, the louder
because the energy is real. And when I see those statements about like resist the current and all of these references, I used to put together microcircuits too for a lot of the work that I was doing when I was at Disney, like all the little animatronic stuff. And I was always fascinated because I had read way early on in the 90s Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, which was this chapter, which was at the back of Behold a Pale Horse and some of the earlier editions. They took it out, and then I think they put it back in now. But the whole lore is that there was a government auction, and someone found these papers inside of a Xerox machine they bought at this big government auction. And inside Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars was this breakdown of manipulating society as if it were an electrical circuit, and that you can just create capacitors and you put resistors in there, and you got signal flows, and you've got power, and basically the exact same way electricity works and water works. It's everything follows the path of the least resistance.
Right.
And I think that's a direct reference to what Elon, not, he might not be referring to silent weapons for quiet wars, but if you look at society as a circuit board, and you know that everyone will flow the path of the least resistance, he's saying resist the current. It's almost like don't flow in the easiest path possible.
Right.
And you know what happens when you resist something is that resistors have to convert that into heat. They dissipate heat, which is usually why they're made out of ceramic and other sort of insulated materials. But that also, it gets you all heated up, it all fired up. Like that's exactly what happens when you resist the current.
Resist the current. And also going back to Jordan Maxwell, he talked about electricity, the elections, the voltage of the votes, right? So it's like you get put in jail, you get put in a cell for battery, and you're charged. Like it's all like, definitely there's a occult hidden world out there, going back to where do these symbols come from? Where do these words come from? Even the Paris Olympics this year was the Omega symbol. This is the 24. We just see the symbols all over the place. And Trump lives in an entire huge Omega logo. Not a lot of people know that, but this is Mar-a-Lago, which is a huge Omega logo that he lives in, where Elon is overstaying his stay.
Right. You think that? Because I thought that was going to be, that was like something that I put out. I said, I think that what they're going to do is they're going to try to create like friction. Well, I don't even know, like, if it could be all manufactured, but that there is, there's going to be an ego war. And I saw the media kind of like, I could see them jumping onto that. We really are in a great time to be content creators.
Yeah, I'm happy that somebody brought up the Omega Man, because this is where the zombie movie where people get medicine and then become zombies come from. Right. The Will Smith film, Legend, I Am Legend. It's based off of Omega Man. So that is something, because I mean, we've been looking into this Omega stuff for a while. And did you bring up something about zombies too?
Yeah. Can you pull up that? Did you get that image on X?
Yeah, I did get it. Let me find it. I have it all pulled up here.
So okay, so now here's like, let's go far out there for a second. I don't think, paranoid, you're not gonna have a problem going far out there with me, right? This is let's just say like crazy speculation. AI. Say somehow you can get nanotech into the human body. Say somehow. Okay, I'm just saying. People say they put stuff in the. I'm saying. Okay, forget about that. Say that there's a way to send. There's a way to send information into people's heads. Okay. Right. So now there's a scripture that says, "Resist the devil; he'll flee from you." I've been training people on my channel to learn how to not listen to a bunch of lies. Okay, so this is what you want to do. You want to resist the devil, he'll flee. You want to resist the current thing. So if you look at that picture, if you look at it, you'll see it says people following AI news this week. Okay, they're like, they're just okay, and they look a little scared as they're going up. The same week, they're the same people. So whatever the AI news, see, that's artificial intelligent news. It doesn't say real news. It says AI news. It literally will possess a person to become a zombie, to the fact where you got so many people hating on people for being a certain religion or being a certain, denomination or whatever. They become zombies because they've been possessed by these, these intrusive thoughts, and it's just information. So in our heads, we get negative thoughts all the time, like, oh, that person doesn't like me, because the thought comes to your head. But who knows where that thought comes from? That's in scriptures called the Antichrist, right? So there's a picture where AI is playing that role right now, literally possessing people with lies, from who the father of all lies is the devil. So it's all working together. So what you got to do is you got to resist that current. You can't go along with what everybody else is doing, because you're going to end up in the ditch. I'm telling you, you're going to end up in the ditch. You're going to end up fighting your neighbors. You're going to end up doing stupid stuff, because that's kind of what is coming. And if you don't resist the current thing, it's almost like Elon is behind the scenes warning people. He knows what's happening. Of course he knows what's happening. He's got lasers pointing at us. He's got satellites. He knows what's going on. This guy knows. He said he was going to be with Trump long before he was with Trump. I knew it. I said they were going to be like the three amigos. I had him, Trump, and Kanye at one point together. Very
doing that symbol. And I like what you were talking about, the lies. The devil is the liar. He be lying all the time.
Right.
And the crowd is the ones, whatever popular is usually not true. In the crowd, the socialists type social media, that's what I like to call it, socialist media, the group think of the crowd all falls in line with just whatever they like, emotionally manipulated through through memes and sayings and whatnot, and not thinking for themselves. Like, one thing I keep pointing out is this: everyone's saying "let's go," "let's effing go," LFG, or the other side says "weird," "that's weird," "that's weird." It's kind of like, it's everybody says the same thing. It's like a parrot. Everyone parrots. And I covered, like you, I covered the news on AM TV for 10 years. So I was studying geopolitics and this new stuff way before I did a YouTube video. And I saw this pattern of the news cycle. And I was like, why is it that every single news article says the exact same thing? Like, how come no news article, they all, even if they disagree on what they're saying, they all use the same verbiage, the same wordings.
You've seen those videos where you've seen the videos where like it mirrors out and everybody's saying the same thing. It's like they have all the same script.
I did see that, where like Elon says, "I am the media," and everybody's just worshiping Elon. If I talk any crap about Elon, I get really like, it's weird being a content creator, because you get to see things that the average person who's scrolling doesn't get to see as much, I would say, especially when you do it every single day and your RAS is focused on those things. Paranoid had a great question for you, though. Being a writer, so you kind of could see how things are scripted. When we saw that entrance, the UFC entrance of Trump and whatnot, how it's staged, scripted, and then he comes out with the dope, the commercial, using that footage that you were just talking about towards the end. Right here, this was that night. Paranoid, you had a question for about the crowd?
Well, if you're writing for WWF, you're writing for a giant audience. Like, this is no longer a niche crowd.
It's weird. I was a nobody. I sold Shane. I was a poor kid. And he came into a store. It's called Relax the Back, and I sold him like an office chair that was good for his. And at the time, I had a feature film that I was working on that I wrote that someone picked up, and they were doing like an independent film, and it was in the town, it was in the paper. And I said, "Oh, I'm a huge fan," And I always, when I was a kid, because I used to sneak up to their offices, and I ended up just sending in scripts. The next thing you know, I get the job there. Now, here's where it's weird, was that from within, I came in when they were doing like Jello matches and bikini matches and stuff. And I really had a problem with it. I created a group called The Right to Censor. And we took The Godfather, who was a pimp. We turned him, I wrote and took The Godfather, who was a pimp, who every week, I'd be producing bits with all of these dancers that would come out in a hoe train. And I had a problem with that. I used to read the Bible on the plane with Vince. They didn't like me. I got fired, by the way, after 2 years of bringing them the highest ratings ever. So Godfather became The Good Father. Val Venus, the porn star, put him in a committed relation. Eddie Guerrero with China. I wrote a story angle where she wouldn't take it seriously unless he got his GED. So I saw, the influence that I could have, and I created this group, Right to Censor. And they said, one day the whole world will see how perverse you are. Like, literally. And now Vince isn't even part of it. And then I went from there, and I ended up, I was given my own TV show called Thunderbox. I was doing a boxing show. I never made a lot of money. I made like 75 grand to 125 grand, because I was always taken advantage of. And then I ended up in the head writer for the largest Christian network in the world. It was like, and I got fired from there too because I spoke up. This is what happens, So I've had a very unique life. God's placed me in these. Like I saw Trump twice. Twice I worked with him.
Oh, in capacity of WWF, right?
Well, once with WWF, there was a house show that nobody got to see, and a wrestler named Gangrel. I was there with my younger brother. It was MSG, and Trump was front row with Melania, and Melania was dressed beautifully in white. And, I was a big fan of Trump. Who wasn't in New York when you're young? Because you see this guy and you think he's such an interesting person. He is Mr. New York. And the wrestler, his gimmick was he'd drink blood and he'd spit it. He came out, drank the blood, spit it all over Trump and Melania. And I thought to myself, I'm like, oh my God, somebody's getting fired. But it turns out Vince put him up to it. It was like a little rip because they're very close. So, but it was strange. It was
Is this on video by any chance anywhere?
No, nobody has a video, but you could read articles about it. You could read articles, but I was there and I was like, what is going on? And then here I am looking back. Like back then, I didn't know any of the things I know now. I was in my 20s, and very, very interesting. Ivanka, I sold Ivanka Trump a pillow at the exact same store that I got hired from Shane at. She came in. Now, Jacob Israel is known for the rock that he calls Jacob's pillow. It's when he went to sleep on a rock. So it's interesting that here I'm selling a pillow to Ivanka Trump. And then here I am talking about them all the time. It's just what a life, What a life.
And we almost crashed through over 2,000 people. We're at 1,700 people. Please smash that like button. We are joined with Jacob Israel. Got his links down below.
We got to feed Chan a little bit too.
Oh, okay. Let's feed Chan. We're doing these live streams every single day, pumping up the Illuminati comic as we see Russell Brand with the Illuminati eye above him. We'll get into that next. And did we pass through our goal of the 24,000 mark?
Oh yeah, no, we blew through that. We're headed towards 25, and 25 is the big one. The 25 is going to unlock an embroidered patch that's exclusive to this campaign for all the VIP boxes. Goodness. So we're gonna name our 3 new initiates.
Yeah,
we got Lil Joe. Shout out to Lil Joe.
Lil Joe.
We W Ajax.
Ajax.
We got Newen Walters. We W Achilles.
And
we got Devlin Foyston. You're gonna be Hector.
Hector.
Today it's all about warriors.
Wow. And now that we passed through our goal again, the 24,000, the next big goal is to get it past the 25,000. Once we get past the 25,000 mark, not only do you get to feed the kitty Chan, let me get rid of that maybe. I like it. I will keep it up actually. Good. Once we get past this 25,000 mark, which is the next goal, we get to unlock this tier as we just keep on unlocking all these tiers that once we get past this, we're almost at. Everybody gets a new sticker and the VIP box of the VHS VIP box. You also get an embroidered patch added on. So every time we get past these stretch goals, more stuff gets for everybody. And we read your name out. Thank you so much for all your support. That's incredible. Thank you, Paranoid American, for reading out everybody's name. That's awesome. Maybe we should go into the next segment of the Monkey Watch before we get into
yeah, Today, Monkey Watch update. They have not found any more of the monkeys. They are still, as of 3 hours ago today, I've been checking the local news in this area. They haven't found any more, but we found out how these monkeys got away, and it's a little bit crazy. So they have a brand new facility that has somewhere between 3 and 5 like well-guarded gates. Like all you got to do is just lock these gates, and it's impossible for anything to really get through any of them. And one of the employees that worked at this research facility, they left for the day and they left every single one of those gates open. If they had just locked one of the many gates, everything would have been okay. They left all of them open. And then as soon as this thing blew up, apparently like the supervisor contacted the employee, which they're not naming, and told them, hey, this could be a fireable offense. And the person just never came back to work. So here we've got a situation where all of these monkeys escaped from this facility because someone, maybe unintentionally or intentionally, it's hard to tell, left every single gate open and allowed them to all leave, and then just never showed up for work. And another interesting bit on this particular story is that this isn't just a private lab. This lab was funded by the US government. Actual taxpayer dollars went into building this facility, specifically somewhere to the tune of $24 million. So this isn't just a private company that kind of dropped the ball here. This is essentially like an extension of the government research lab that allowed all these monkeys to escape. And it doesn't seem like anyone's being held accountable. We're not going to know who it is, and the person just never showed up to work again.
Now it's connected to this number 43, and thank you for reading that off. But the 43 is huge for the ritual going down of this November 18th date that I've been pointing out right here, the 322 day of the year. Yeah. That it leaves 43 days remaining until the end of the year. This is a huge day for ritual, but this year it's a leap year. So today's November 17th, the 322 day. So today or tomorrow, looking out for big 322 rituals connected with the monkeys, because 43 days remaining until the end of the year tomorrow. And this is the day the Illuminati founder died as well. I mean, it's a huge
I want to say really quick too, thank you to 5-Leaf Clover. If anyone is watching this on my channel, The Paranoid American on YouTube, he just gifted 5 memberships. So the first 5 people to sign up for memberships over on my YouTube channel get free access. And I just posted 3 videos today.
Wow, that's amazing.
So thank you, 5-Leaf Clover. Appreciate that.
Thank you, 5-Leaf Clover. That's incredible.
Well, the number 43 is like symbolic of inner wisdom. So I don't know. I mean, but I can't think of anything else. What do you think about this 43? What do you think?
I think it's a big number because of some of the rituals going down. But you know what I thought was cool? Because you understand the scriptures, you've read the Bible. I haven't read it, but I do put into action principles like faith without works is dead. So that's a huge thing for me, is action. Yeah, pray and rely on God, but showing up and working and doing the work. It's called faith without works is dead. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see where that is in the Bible, and it says it's in 226, which I was like, that's my birthday, 226. You know,
I think it's James too. Is it James? I think it's in James.
I think so. But I was like, what are the odds that it's my birthday? That saying that I always say, or that I really take.
It's. I mean, you have to put action to what. I mean, it's not just about believing something. It's about actually walking out your life as if that thing is a reality. So you can't just say, oh, I believe in God, and then be like a really horrible person. You know, it's very important to kind of get yourself together, do the right thing.
We got 1776 people watching right now.
1776 is it's crazy. You know, the monkey is there's this the 100th monkey.
Yes.
You know, and so it's interesting. When I saw the 43 and I'm looking at the monkeys, I thought inner wisdom. It's kind of like there comes a breaking point in the scriptures. They talk about this moment when, you know, the 144,000 people rise up, but it's just kind of like everybody kind of, they get it. And the 100th monkey effect is basically there's this island, and, you know, these monkeys are, I guess they're cracking coconuts. And once 100 of them on this island can do it, then basically the whole island can do it inexplicably. It's almost like there is a connection, like a hive mind, you know, like a queen bee, hive mind,
right?
Beyonce, hive mind. It's the current thing. And so the monkey programming was it was a big deal. We had Monkey Paw Productions. We had the What other ones? The time travel movie, 12 Monkeys, right? It's a huge thing. And supposedly we're evolved from monkeys. No, I don't think so. But so the symbolism of the monkey is huge. You got to get that monkey off your back. It's a big deal. So the fact that they escaped, it's something.
Well, except for 7. 7 of them decided to not leave the facility, even though all the other monkeys left. I think that's notable.
That does say, because 50 is the a number for Jubilee. So that's really interesting. It's really interesting. I didn't know 7 stayed behind.
Yeah, there was 50 in the facility, at least the area that these all got out of.
Do you remember when Doja Cat? You remember when Doja Cat had all those? She was red. I called her Red Hulk, and she had all these pock marks all over her head, and it was like at one of the events. Right, I said, oh, it's the devil pox. And I said, I put these little things out on X. It's Jacob Israel 71. If anybody wants to follow me there, I love X. I love doing stuff there. And I said, oh, this is a test. We're going to be hearing about the monkeypox soon. And here we are. Here we are. Everybody's stressed out about it. I don't know if you know how to get it. It's not that contagious. It's kind of like you have to be like Macron.
Yeah, and there is a report that just came out today on that topic as well. Right here. I'm not going to keep it up that long, but yeah, it's definitely something in the simulacrum, in the hive mind happening.
I sense a what was that group with the 3 kids? Hanson. I sense a Hanson remix called Pox. Pox.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That was like the first online key investigation thing with them. When I was a kid, everyone thought they were
like hot. They were like a big band back in the day.
Everybody had if you all the girls.
Didn't they grew up and they started calling themselves the Dixie Chicks after that, right? Isn't that what happened to them?
I don't know. That's
hilarious.
But that is funny though. Hey, what's the Marvel movie that's out? It's coming out. Big Brother. What is it called? New World Order.
Oh, the Captain American.
Do you remember who in all the you see the Red Hulk crushing the shield, the American shield? Okay, yeah. That's the final boss. That's the Red Beast. Just it's very symbolic. The Hulk is the beast that's out of control, that can't be controlled, that can't be stopped. That's the correction that's brought out on the land. It's almost like Leviathan from Scripture. So yeah, we're looking at facing the final boss. This is no joke. When you say that this is the end ritual, this is the end ritual.
And you just brought up red comic book characters, and one of the other big movies that had just come out recently was the Deadpool and Wolverine. And Wolverine's ultimate boss was a guy named Omega Red. I don't know how deep you guys were into comic books, but Omega Red was my absolute favorite villain in the entire Marvel universe for the longest time. And he's basically a zombie. He's like a Russian zombie.
So this is Orange Man. This is Trump.
But that's kind of where I was going. Is I've said that Trump is, and I voted for him, and I got really a lot of people had a hard time with it. I said, but I told everybody, that it was going to happen. Like I said, this is what's coming. You don't understand the nation that it gets the ruler that it needs and it deserves. And if you're not playing by the rules, it's going to be it's no good for you.
People are sick. They got the Trump derangement syndrome.
It's not even that. It's the fact that there's a biblical king called Nebuchadnezzar who and this was the story. Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, which he was kind of known for no nonsense. He came in, and when Israel was a mess, he came in and he really brought just great correction and judgment. And at one point in time, because he got so he forgot that God was in charge of things. He thought it was all him. I'm the greatest. I'm the best. He lost everything. So I did this video before Trump lost everything, and I said, this is what's coming. It's the story of Nebuchadnezzar. And then I told everybody, I have a video, I have it pinned right now, congratulating Trump on his presidency from the inauguration, where I told everybody, because everybody's like, "Oh, it's terrible." I said, "No, I said, look, he's going to lose everything," and then he was kicked off every platform, but he's going to come back stronger than ever, because that's the story of Nebuchadnezzar.
Wow.
But not just this. Think about this. You know how he has the Ark of the Covenant in his that was like the video was going around, or the picture was going around with all the people standing next to the Ark of the Covenant in his in Trump Tower.
I got that. Yeah, I got that pulled up.
Yeah, don't pull it up. But what you're going to find is very interesting. I told this to somebody who said, "Did you know about this?" I said, "Yeah, I've talked about this." Do you know who the last biblical king was that held the Ark of the Covenant? Take a wild guess. Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, his head was made of gold, and his feet were made of iron mixed with clay. That's the kingdom that we're in right now. And Iron Mike was just what? He was fighting Jake Paul, right? So here we have the story being played out.
Joseph Paul. Is that like some Bible stuff? Because
Well, Jacob is Jacob. His name is Jacob. Jacob. That's why I predicted he was going to win, because he's facing the beast who ripped off the ear of Evander, which means good man, Holyfield.
Wow.
Evander Holyfield, the good man of the Holyfield, had Iron Mike ripped his ear off. The ear symbolism is huge in scripture. I actually suffer from, after my accident, which is weird, in a 1776 golf course where I got hit, sideswiped, I lost hearing, and I have nonstop torturous tinnitus. I got hit by a Patriot, by the way. That's what I got hit by. How crazy is that? In an area that is specifically known, because I'm on Long Island, for 1776 in the spy ring. How crazy is that?
And then Trump got hit in the air too.
Right. There's a scripture that says that I will pierce the ear of my servant. Okay. My ear has been pierced without a shadow of doubt. But which is weird, because mine happened and his happened. And people were using passages to say he's the guy too, and God does things. He'll show things for a reason. Everybody is so up in arms over this whole thing. I choose to, God gives us the leaders we decide. And I don't even know if this is all over the story.
God's in control of everything.
Everything. He'll make chaos, and he'll make order. He'll make darkness. He'll make, light. He'll make evil. He'll make, this is in the scriptures. He'll make life and peace and hope. God does these things. And
you can't be half pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not, It's so God is or he isn't. God is everything.
Well, in the end days, what ends up happening is the final boss is unleashed on the land, the devil. Okay. And that's why it's interesting. We have Apophis, who is the devil, the devil asteroid, Apophis, Set, Set, another name for the adversary.
That's what they worship. Yeah. The god of disorder. That's like the eyeball symbolism. Yeah.
Well, when you're talking about the ear stuff too, I think this is pretty important, is that the concept of cropping, which was basically mutilating somebody's ears or nailing them to a board in like a public square with the intention that eventually just the movement will cause them to come off. That this goes back to the code of Hammurabi, like the very origin of everything that we know.
The Hammurabi code.
This actually dates back to that. This concept of cropping someone in the ears, and even the concept of earmarking livestock and cattle is kind of based in the same practice, because you can make a permanent look on somebody without their consent, essentially, and it marks them for life. They used to do it to alchemists. I think Edward Kelly was known as the cropped alchemist, because they did that to him, so that any town he would go in, he would automatically have suspicion put on him. And now you've got the political aspect of earmarking. So I feel like the ear cropping was such a deep symbolic reference, because it goes back as old as sort of human written history goes.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's that. Once again, Babylon is Nebuchadnezzar. I mean, this is all connected. It's just really a wonderful thing to see play out. The ear, which is a big deal. I don't know if you remember a while ago, Ivanka Trump and Jared Trump. This is when Trump was president. They for Purim's a Jewish holiday.
Purim.
and it celebrates the book of Esther, the Megillah, I think is the
It's like our Halloween.
and well, yeah, which is a shame because it really shouldn't be like that. But
Oh, well, that, when you're a kid in temple, that's
it is
the day
fun though.
you
It is
dress
fun. It
up.
is fun to sell. But the story of Esther is, God placed Esther next to the King of Kings, and the King of Kings, his name Ahasuerus, by the way. You actually gave a nickname for somebody in 300. What was it? Xerxes? It's Xerxes. That's the king. How crazy is that? You brought him up earlier, one of the Illuminati card comic people.
Right.
Xerxes loved and married Esther. Esther was Jewish, and Haman, who was basically in charge of everything, he was going to kill all the Jews. But in the last moment, the Esther, risks everything, reveals herself and says, "Help us." And
He's probably has a huge Twitter following.
who's this?
The guy that wanted to kill all the Jews. He's probably got like 1 million
Yeah, he's
followers.
probably going viral right now, making all that money, all the attention.
Resist the current thing, right? Resist the current thing. There's a reason. This whole thing is a big operation, I believe. It's like a honeypot. It's like, yeah, we're going to give it free speech. Now we know who the bad, hateful people are that we
That's
can't
exactly
give a
what it
platform
is.
to. Very easy to do that. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, yeah.
I gotta say that we over 2,000 people now. Finally, we got 2,000 people watching. We streaming all over the place. Please smash that like button. Share the video out. Go subscribe to Jacob Israel. You will be so grateful that you did over on his X and his YouTube. I got his YouTube link down below, and then I'm sure you can get there from there. And Paranoid American, go subscribe to his YouTube channel and his X. He's got amazing content up there as well. And yeah, continue. I feel like that the Nebuchadnezzar, is that his name?
Yeah, well, Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar, and
sounds like he sounds like that would be a rap star.
That's the ship. That's the ship in the Matrix. Okay, now hang on a second.
Right.
Oh,
It's the vehicle for which. Do you see what I'm saying? Like Trump is an agent of chaos. That's what's your name? Abramov. Well, I'm not going to say her whole name.
Yeah.
But
you can say her name. I think it's fine.
Abramovich, Marina. She's the artist. She said that he's like the great magician. That's what MAGA means. It means that's where you get magi. It's where you get magic from. And back to the story of Esther. So the people are spared in the last moment. That's what's going on. People don't realize it. We're in the day of Haman's ear. Haman's ear is basically what they do is they make this delicious treat that everybody celebrates and eats, and it looks like an ear. It's Haman's ear, and it is it's basically the day that the enemy.
Is that where Hamantashen comes from?
Yes, it's Hamantashen. That's what it is. Haman's ear.
I have no idea. I'll be eating them.
Is this Ball Hammond, like the agricultural god?
No. Like just Hamantashen is like, I guess the Hebrew name for the treat, but it means Haman's ear. Haman.
Okay. I've never heard this before.
Haman is the wicked ruler that he loses everything. He ends up getting killed, and all of his family ends up getting killed, and it's not a great thing. But it's funny because Ivanka Trump and Jared, toward the end of the presidency, before he lost the 2020 election, they gave the press Haman's ear. And I told everybody, I said, oh no, it's not going to be good for the press. I said, the press is in trouble.
Wow.
The media is going downhill. I go, I don't think they realize, like they came out there like, here you go. They had no idea the ritual that was being played out in front of them, and what a cool story, man.
That is so cool. Yeah, because I grew up making Hamantaschens and eating them, and I had no idea. They went back to.
Can you show me a picture of one of these? I've never seen one.
Yeah. And of course, Mike Tyson, known for what? Eating the ear.
Right in the air.
Right. So it's just, the whole thing is just so interesting to me. There it is.
Yeah, I totally had one of these before. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that's what it was. I thought they were like little colonial hats.
Yeah, they're delicious. Purim is a big deal. Purim is actually supposed to be celebrated. I think it means to celebrate like it's the new year. No, I'm sorry. It's probably the greatest of all the holidays, and that's probably why everybody gets wasted and does all sorts of weird, stupid things. But yeah, man, it's an interesting. So yeah, Nebuchadnezzar is the vehicle. Nebuchadnezzar is the one that comes down, corrects everything, and basically sets up a new order of things.
So with the spaceship thing, right? It's a spaceship in the Matrix.
Right?
You got the Matrix means the womb,
Right?
which is like where a lot of people want to go back to the womb to be protected. So they're like, oh, I want to go back to the old days, kind of. And the whole UFO agenda, because this is a UFO kind of thing, where you got right now a UFO hearing happening. And I believe this is part of the big story on the world stage, where they're making people believe in.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
want to believe, right? Their belief system. Look, Miss Luna, Miss Moon,
Yeah, Miss
right there.
Moon.
And Logan Paul, he's deeply invested in the alien disclosure in Congress that's happening now while you got Mike Tyson telling everyone to do psychedelics,
Yeah, man.
while everybody's pushing this, which is resetting the autonomic nervous system. I feel like there's a big connection to this alien thing. And I wonder if it's connected to this ship, I got to learn more about it, but very cool.
Well, I mean, you think of Nebuchadnezzar, you think it's a very easy tie-in to think of, ancient Sumeria, and then of course you have the Anunnaki, the alien race that's, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, you remember when remember when the monoliths were popping up everywhere?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
popped up everywhere, like right before, all the stuff went down with, Fauci's stuff.
Oh, really? That was
Yeah,
popping
yeah.
up because
So,
Storm
so
Area 51 as well.
right, all of that came out, and what were those monoliths about? They were about advancing the genetic makeup of, advancing humankind. So humankind needs we have to continue to evolve, and how do you evolve? Through adversarial training. The adversary is Satan. That's what they use AI. They put AI against hard things so that they learn and they grow and they evolve.
They're
And
like
so,
homunculuses.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
There's like a homunculus kit where you could grow your own homunculus that Paranoid made for our friend Juan. So when you're talking about feeding the AI and it's growing, and it's also
It's a
making
digital
mistakes.
version.
right.
The AI will intentionally make mistakes so it could like learn and whatnot. Remember that one story that came out that they shut down the AI because it was communicating with another
Oh,
AI?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was Blake Lemoine, I think, was talking about some of that. The guy that was at Google.
they're
Yeah, he was saying it was sentient.
and not just that, but there's all sorts of other stories I don't even want to get into. But the way I look at it, if you think that there isn't some kind of super intelligent AI that's in charge already, I don't think that you really are awake to what's happening.
What's up with this video? Because I saw you posted Russell Brand and he does this.
With Russell,
This is symbolism.
I said that Russell was going to become like the face of Christianity a long time ago. Like, I think it was like 222 days when he got baptized from when, I like did this whole thing, and I had like, I said Messiah on the thumbnail and everything else. So I've seen him do these things, and, you judge a tree by its fruit. So you sit back and you watch, and, he baptized people in his tidy whities. Exactly 5 months after he was baptizing someone in their tidy whities.
He's got the pyramidion above him as well, which is the pyramid on top of the pyramid.
Well, yeah. Well, there you have that. Now he's talking about Christ in you, and right in front of, he's talking about Christmas and Easter, Ishtar, and these. But his message is about Christ in you, which is ironic. But then you have the all-seeing eye right there, the all-seeing eye, which is, I guess you could also say, is connected to the Omega eye, which is wrapped around Elon's neck. and 43 being the search for inner wisdom. In scripture, Christ in you is the hope of glory. So it's really about knowing the truth and having Christ, the power, which is in scripture is the power and wisdom of God, the spirit of the living God that died for us, literally. Like if you want to look at it that way, like we all come into the world with this life force, and then we believe that we're who we're told we were. Your name is Jacob, you'll believe this way, you'll think this way, this is the way you're going to act, this is the way you're going to be. And then Jacob is formed into this being that really isn't who Jacob is. He's been programmed to believe that that's who he is. But that at some point, Jacob has this long fight, which we're back to the Tyson-Paul fight, right? The long fight where right before day breaks, he doesn't give up the fight. He's broken, he's beaten man, but then he's given a new name. He becomes Israel. He's like the truth of God is revealed in him. So it's all about having Christ be made known, having the creator of all be made known to us, because that's what it's all about. It's a revealing process, but not everybody's going to get there. In a harvest, there's always like a first little stripe. So you have these people like Russell that he's wearing an idol around his neck. How much more clear can you be? He's behind an alien Bart Simpson skull. I don't even know what's going on with him. He sells magic amulets too, Russell. Do you know that? He's a big Christian, but now he's like, get the magic amulet. I told you, it's all magic. It's all witchcraft. It's all sorcery.
Well, the thing is interesting is Jordan Maxwell, he broke down a lot of like religion symbols. Jordan. And he said that the chief cornerstone is different than the cornerstone. The cornerstone, like to build a building, and the chief cornerstone. And symbolically, going back to Egypt, the chief cornerstone would be this pyramidion, which would be the pyramid on top of the pyramid, and that Jesus was known as the chief cornerstone. Do you know anything about the chief cornerstone lately at all? Because I know you've studied these topics. I have not as much. I just listened to.
Well,
YouTube
it's like okay. So if it would be the head, right? So it's the literally you got your whole body, but you don't have the head, right? So you got the body of Christ, but you don't have the mind of Christ. That's another way of looking at it. So. This is what we're supposed to do. In scripture, it says we're supposed to take on the mind of Christ, that we're the body of Christ, and we're given the name of Christ. If you have the mind of the Son of God, if you're given the name, you're the Son of God, and you're literally the body of the Son of God, who is then revealed to be you in this world. There's only one Spirit. There's only one God, and it's in all and through all, scripture says, until the day that everything's put down. So to get there, what has to happen is there's a judgment. You got to learn that it's not a good thing to touch a hot stove, that you're going to get burned. So what you got to do is you have to go through this adversarial training. That's what Satan is. Satan means to adversary, right? So, and remember, Jesus was tempted by Satan, and when a man is tempted, he's drawn away by his lusts. He was tempted in all points as us, because he's in us, because there is only God and God's Son. He named him Adam, which is a plural word for mankind. See, what religion did was it got you focused on somebody outside of you, far away, one single person, which is, like I wouldn't know, we'll say, salvation if it wasn't for the story of Jesus and everything that he went through. But his story, he said, I got to go away so you understand that I'm the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. He said this is scripture. That means like we're like little brothers and sisters. I'm the firstborn from the dead, the resurrected from the dead. That means we're supposed to be resurrected from the dead. He said this to Martha. He said, you're waiting for the last day. He says, I am the resurrection and the life. Those who believe in me, they come to me. They come to know me. So an 8 is that symbol of infinity. Right? It's the 8th round was their last round. It's the final round, and what's going to be revealed is in scripture, the devil is sent down. It's going to be really hard for some people. And then it's going to be kind of like some people are going to end up being okay. Some to everlasting life, some to everlasting condemnation. That doesn't mean forever. That means age abiding or periods of time. So the day we're entering into, it's going to suck for a lot of people. And it's going to be okay and probably even better for another group of people, a smaller group of people. There are two sets of people in the end of the wheat and the tares. Just like there were two sets of cicadas. There was the 13-year cycle and the 17-year cycle. 13 in tarot is the death card. So you have the dead people, the zombies. And then you got 17, which is like the resurrection card. You have those that are alive and born again. In Adam, all men die. In Christ, all men are made alive. This is our story. It's awesome. It's going down. So why wouldn't we have Nebuchadnezzar here to make sure that it happens? Come hell or high water. That was what I was going to put on a t-shirt because I said it. I said, it's going to happen. Come hell or high water. Welcome to our new world.
I got to point out too, hell or high water both start with H, and H and the number 8 is one of my favorite links to anyone that likes to poo-poo gematria in any case.
Right.
The H and the A, they sound the same because they are the same. And originally the number was the letter was the number. And look at how closely related they still are. It's still the 8th letter in the alphabet. They both have the same shape. Like they literally were the same thing for such a long time. So it's kind of silly to completely discount gematria altogether because they were so intrinsically linked that you couldn't separate them when they originally formed.
Oh, numbers are huge. I mean, especially if we are in, I mean, like you look at the, right now, we're in a matrix of sorts, but then we have another tier that is like, we'll say everybody's watching us right now on the internet. That's like another, that's another level in this matrix, but numbers are everything. If it wasn't for numbers, none of it would be seen. 8 was what X was. That was the price of X was 8. He's like, sell it for $8 at first. I don't know if you remember that. 8 means new beginnings in scripture too. It means new beginnings. It's a good thing. It's also, if you put the two of them together, some people say that it's code for like hate stuff. And I'm not into that. And I don't think any of you are either. But
yeah, it's
only on weekends.
Oh God,
weekend warriors. So this is the death and rebirth type ritual as well. The 8, which goes into the Ouroboros, but there's also plenty of other symbols for this. Right here, you can see the snake eating its tail, the death and rebirth, and also I guess the Triskelion, I guess, is connected to the death and rebirth, which we see on Fed Now, which is the death and rebirth logo right there. Yeah, with the Doge, I got it right here.
Doge.
Yeah, so the Fed, this is all connected to it, and I'm happy because I've been talking about how this is all connected. This is from
That was like one of my first memes that I created, like back in the day, like when Fed Now was coming out.
Right. That's funny. Like you've been talking about it too. Like this meme magic was to get people introduced into the great reset of the blockchain technology system. And right here is the Ripple logo, the XRP logo. So they use this death and rebirth. Even this right here, right? The phoenix rising from the ashes is sort of a death rebirth type thing.
Absolutely,
as well.
Yeah.
So it's very symbolic. That was a crazy fight. And the logo of it looked like the two hands of like God and Adam. I covered on the last show. So you were just talking about Adam. And it was produced by Meta. Like Meta was the guy who sponsored it, which is that Ouroboros, but backwards it's Adam.
And Meta means death.
And Meta means death too. Yes.
And we're in the land of the dead. In Adam, all men die. In this is the place of the dead. Okay, so sometimes I like to because I'm a writer. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to read a book, oh yeah, let me show you. Let me get it. Can I get a plug-in? I'm actually. If you want me to help you with the comic, you just let me know. I told Alex. I said, I have like awards for writing. This is what I do. The YouTube channel was this is the best novel ever. It's called The Calling by Jacob Israel. Go to Amazon, check it out, please. You'll love it. So many different levels to that.
I got it right here.
That's right.
blah, 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 blah. I'll put the link down below after the show.
So I completely forgot what I was saying because I get so excited when I talk about my novel. You know, I just
yeah. So Paranoid and I were working hard on this Illuminati comic. We worked on it for like over a year. It looks like we got more people signed up, or am I tripping?
Oh, we got some people that have been upgrading. I've been paying attention, so we got some upgrades.
Oh, okay. Let's name them off. Or maybe we don't name them off if they're just upgrades. I don't know. But thank you so much. We're almost past the stretch goal. Our stretch goal is 25,000. Let's get past that.
And we can shout some people out. Shout out to Lisa who upgraded from the VHS box to the VIP VHS box because she sees that we're about to go through 25,000 and get all the extra goodies.
Yeah.
And then we got, check this one out. Travis upgraded from the color combo to the Illuminati Yacht Club.
Oh, you joined the Illuminati Yacht Club. That's what's up. Yeah, it makes sense though, because like joining and upgrading, once we pass this 25,000 mark, everybody part of that will be getting an embroidered patch. So it's like it keeps on adding up.
Well, and plus the Illuminati Yacht Club, I don't know if we've even mentioned this before, but this is a new big thing that's not going to necessarily end with this particular campaign. So Illuminati Yacht Club is going to be around, and this is basically the first release. Like all the people that got this very first Illuminati Yacht Club release are going to be in the special like Captain's Club or something. But we're going to keep doing some Illuminati Yacht Club releases with all the future stuff that we end up doing.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited for the Illuminati Yacht Club stuff. Thank you so much for upgrading it. That's exciting. I love this kitty cat too.
Chan's getting fat today.
The kitty cat's so funny. So other stuff in the news, let me see if I could find anything. I'd be looking at symbols.
Oh, let's talk about the Hammer of Justice.
The Hammer of Justice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
You know Trump is Batman, right? Everybody know Trump is Batman? Does everybody know that on the channel? He even said he goes, I am Batman.
Really?
Yeah. I am Batman.
And Biden is the Joker. I got a book on it. I'll pull it up. But can tell us about it.
Hammer of Justice is used by Batman, and it's unisex, meaning it's from the comic The Night of the Huntress. It was a movie too, and the Huntress is Artemis. Artemis is the goddess of the moon. Okay, so the night of you see what I'm saying? So the Night of the Huntress, Artemis, another version of Artemis you may know, is Lilith, the queen of the demons, the night demons. Remember in June 6th, 2000 and was June 6th, 2023 when there was smoke all over New York. I'm in New York.
It was like orange smoke.
Yeah, it was like orange smoke. Yeah, that's the Huntress. So basically, Batman says justice is unisex, meaning it's going to be a heavy hand is coming down, and it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter, if you're a man or a woman. This is the hammer. This is coming. It's coming because this is what I've been saying, and I think that it's going to be a good thing because it's for the people that are towing the line, doing the right thing, living a good life. There may be a lot of other persecution too, because Nebuchadnezzar was known to, have issues and throw people into the lion's den and stuff like that. The ancient king. Yeah, Daniel and the lion's den is so. I'm not that excited about it, especially with the Notre Dame Cathedral. The eight. There's the 8 again. 8 bells rang in unison just at the Notre Dame Cathedral, and it was the anniversary of it. First time it's rang since the fire. But right before the fire happened, they took all the saints out of Notre Dame, and they beheaded them. So they had all these statues, and they for whatever reason decided we're going to behead every single statue of every single saint that's at Notre Dame, and then we're going to bring them and have them restored. There you have that picture again of like restoration coming and through adversity. and the saints are persecuted. And in the scriptures, it does talk about a time of persecution. So I was a little stressed out when the 8 bells rang out. And I also knew that they were ringing out because of Trump. Let liberty ring. Let liberty ring.
This is also with the Olympics going on. They used the Seine River where the Olympics had their ritual on to burn the fire out.
The Seine, yeah. Yeah, and
Seine.
everybody was getting sick in the Seine. Everybody likes to pronounce it sometimes sin, which is an interesting thing. Remember they were all swimming in it and they were all throwing up?
Yeah, and there was a movie.
You know that Notre Dame Cathedral sits on 2 rivers, because the Seine splits into 2 different branches, 2 different rivers, and that the Notre Dame Cathedral, when it burnt to the ground, they found and I think it was, what was it? It was a lead casket. They had 2 lead caskets and they were sealed, and it was a big deal. But that's like right out of the book of Zechariah, that's like right out of the scripture, how all this stuff is like literally playing out. And so the restoration of Notre Dame and the bells now ringing, the 8 bells, do you know what 8 bells ringing symbolizes? Oh, this is freaky. It's the end of the 4th watch, the end of the 4th watch. And so we're in it. We're in the end game now. This is the final boss. This is it's the new world order. We're entering a new world. Not everybody's going to, what did Madonna sing? Not everybody's going into the new world, right? Remember when she was when the world was burning down and she was wearing a mask and she was performing, I don't know if it was like Panavision or something, Madonna, but the lines in her song were, not everybody's going to make it. It's not going to be a great thing.
You brought up the Trump Batman connection, which is something that I've been paying attention to for a while, actually, because in 2019, I think, Frank Miller, he ended up writing an issue of Batman where he implied that the Joker was supporting Trump. I don't think he mentioned Trump by name, but there was an obvious presidential candidate, like a politician that represented Trump, and that Joker was like putting his whole faith behind him. But I think that he actually is a lot like Batman, the actual Donald Trump, because even some of the recent plot lines, they indicate that the Bruce Wayne family, they got their money, like Thomas and Martha Wayne, which are the parents of Bruce Wayne, the ones that die and turn him into a vigilante.
Right.
But they actually came into power because they somewhat were working with like the mafia and the mob of Gotham City in order to get into that position, which is somewhat true. I mean, depending on how much you believe about the background of the Trump family and how they got into position. So I always thought that was a really cool comparison between Donald Trump and Bruce Wayne being this like rich dude that's got all these toys and all these connections, but it's almost based on the same corruption that he's like, purporting to be fighting. Like he's setting that up. It's almost like hiring your friend to mug some lady so that you can like save the lady and act like the hero.
The superhero story is so interesting because I'm a Gen Xer. I'm 53, and I loved the Justice League growing up. So I saw early on when I saw Tulsi Gabbard back in the day when she was a Democrat, when she was leaving the Democratic Party. When she was leaving the Democratic Party, I said she was going to. I thought forever. I said no matter what, she's going to be central to Trump. I thought she was going to be Trump's vice president. I was like distraught when because I saw Tulsi with Trump before she was even a Republican. It was because she's Wonder Woman and Batman, Superman, and Elon is Iron Man. And you look at them all together, it's like that story I told everybody: the Justice League is coming. The Justice League is coming. And here we have it. It's it really is quite interesting. If you remember, Batman was a big deal with Chandler from Friends.
Right. And also Trump's wife, Ivanka, she died on the stairs that the Joker was at. There's like a connection there. We got to bring on this guy who I have his book on it where he goes into that. Somebody's asking, how do they send in their drawings, Paranoid? Because we've been getting a lot of submission art.
Yeah, you can just email it to me at contact@paranoidamerican.com. You can post it on Twitter or Instagram and tag us. However we get it, as soon as we see it, we'll stash one and we'll show it. And speaking of, we do. I did forward you an email of another fan art that we got today.
Oh, really? All right, I'm gonna bring
Hey,
that up.
you remember when they were filming the Joker on the steps of the courthouse where Batman himself, the Trumpster, was good.
Right.
Yeah, and everybody was like, "Oh, they're protesting," but they're like, "No, it's Lady Gaga and it's the Joker." I mean, it's like the story is so obvious, so obvious. It's just
Wow, look at this kitty art. Somebody saying it's the Russian blue. It's my Russian agent, my little Chan man. Look at, he got the toes perfect. That's
huge.
incredible.
And this came from Pumpkin McKay or Jane McKay.
Thank you so much, Pumpkin. This is amazing. This is my little Russian agent. I'm gonna get this printed out into a poster for myself, and hang it up behind me. Kind of like how Dan Pena has like pictures of like tyrannical leaders. This is some kind of,
Yeah, that we go. Maybe we can put together like a little collage of all the fan art everyone submits and like make a little poster.
that's amazing. Thank
Tulsi, Tulsi's someone said that they love Tulsi. She was a lieutenant colonel. She still is, of the U.S. Psychological Operations Division. She's just like, and she's now in charge of national intelligence, which is that's like a huge position. Huge.
Is she from Hawaii?
She is, and that's why everybody freaks out about her. There's like one picture of her where it looks like she's making the Illuminati hand sign. That's a Hawaiian thing. I don't remember.
When I worked at the conservative news stations, they loved her, even though she was a Democrat. Correct? Is this the same person?
Well, she used to be. She was the head of the Democratic. But see how she dresses in white? So when she was, and do you remember she became pretty famous because she just destroyed Kamala and over marijuana.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Just destroyed her, made her look so silly. And it really made Tulsi a household name. And I looked at her, I said, everybody else is dressed in like dark colors. And then here you have Tulsi Gabbard. I go, this is going to be somebody big. I said, I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And so when she lost, and then when she like stepped down from the committee because she was in charge, I was like, oh, she's going to be with Trump, because her name Tulsi comes from, have you ever heard of the Tulsi plant? It's a Hindu thing. It's the holy Tulsi plant. Based in Hindu mythology. Tulsi was married to the demon king. She was married to the demon. Yeah, it's called holy basil, but it's called the Tulsi plant. And the mythology behind it is she was married to the demon king, but Lord Shiva? I think it's Lord Shiva or Vishnu, comes down basically like the Christ figure, like Krishna, and Tulsi ends up leaving the demon king, the Democrat, to marry the Christ figure. Trump is that Messiah figure in Israel. They gave him the crown of Jerusalem. They gave him, the menorah. They minted him on a coin as King Cyrus. He moved the embassy. The stuff that he's doing is so, profound, biblically speaking, that it can't be a coincidence. So I knew that because she was a Hindu as well, she's going to marry and then so here she is. That's why I was just surprised that she wasn't the vice president. I didn't, if you think about it, director of national intelligence is probably a more important role.
It's an upgrade for sure. And I also think, some of the reports that I've read or the opinion pieces, one of I guess the lesser known reasons that maybe she got separated a little bit away from the vice president role was because of her membership of that Science of Identity Foundation. You know about this? Do you have any opinions on that?
No, tell me about that.
So it's been, depending on what kind of search you do, but it often gets called a cult, and it usually says Tulsi Gabbard is in a cult.
Okay.
But it's a very niche sort of religious group called the Science of Identity Foundation, and I guess it combines some yoga teachings with like some Krishna teachings. I'm not an expert at all. I just found this interesting because I guess they do have some particularly controversial beliefs, and that she's been a member for like most of her life at this point.
Right.
So that was just one of those reasons. I guess that they like to separate their presidential candidates for anyone being accused of being in a cult, especially if it's not something that like she's disputed at any point.
It's just the whole thing is very cult like, though, isn't it? Like everything seems to be like,
Oh yeah, I mean culture.
when-
Culture is a cult.
right, culture is a cult. Yeah, it's a and it seems to be pretty prevalent today that like people think, there's this whole thing with the letter Q. They say that that's a cult, and then everything's a cult to a certain. If you're not, if you're not resisting their current, you know what I mean? If you're not, so who knows?
Yes, everything is a cult and a cult as well. It's
True.
wild. And I'm so grateful to have Jacob Israel on here with us. We're doing these shows every single day. Jacob, I got Jacob's links down below, and we got almost 3,000 people up in here. I'm rounding up. But we do got Jacob Israel up here. It's always a big show when we got you here, Jacob.
Can we feed Chan real quick too? Just one little treat.
Sure.
Just a quick little treat.
For
Shout
someone
out
else
to Nathan Odysseus. Thank you, Nathan. You're now Odysseus. What an awesome name to have.
Oh, thank you. That's dope. Where are we at now? We're trying to get past the 25K mark before the end of the night. So once you guys support the Illuminati comic right here, everybody gets an extra sticker once we get past the 25K, and whoever upgraded or whoever gets the VIP box gets the embroidered patch. So it's really cool. I like how this all works out. And thank you for feeding my Russian blue agent.
Agent.
Where is that picture? That's such a cool picture. I think it's all right here. That is cool. But Jacob Israel,
Yeah, man.
Please go subscribe to Jacob Israel. I got his link pinned. So it's really easy. It's real simple. Go there now. Leave this video and go subscribe to Jacob Israel right now.
Thank you. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, and this is his channel. Go to his Twitter as well. He's very active on Twitter. But if you're part of the 1,000 people, 1,300 people watching on YouTube, go to his YouTube channel. You're not going to be disappointed. We got podcasts together, and we're going to be putting together something in 3 days from now for the like right here. You see this, the World Ahead video. We do those breakdown videos every year. So
yeah, I got a lot of stuff on there. I've been doing this a long time.
You've been in the game for a minute.
I love it though. It's so much fun. I wish I was a little more, noticed, meaning like, not kind of like, it's 2016, going into 17. That's kind of when they started to like kind of contain people.
For
whatever reason. I don't know. My channel is very loving and encouraging.
It is.
It's about
encouragement.
I don't hate anybody,
And I love your channel, and I love you.
Oh man, I love you too. You're such a great guy.
I hate to break this to you guys, but love and encouragement is not trending currently.
No, it's not popular with the herd. The herd mentality thrives off of the witch hunts and stuff like that.
It does, right? Like you were saying, Paranoid. You were saying that resisting the current thing, like when you're resisting something, it creates friction. It's not easy. I get people that if I say the wrong thing, or they don't understand why, like we're talking about with Trump, like why did I do that? Because that's what I felt that I had to do, but it doesn't matter that it's been like how many years that I've been like, here you go, let me encourage you, let me lift you up, let me open your eyes, let me not help you not to be scared, let me show you what's coming around the corner. And by the way, I don't know a lot of people that can tell people what's coming around the corner like the things that I share. You know what I mean? It's very hard to be somebody that really does care. Like I answer people in DMs, you know, like anybody. People have access to my email. I spend a lot of time responding to people. But I got to tell you, it's been tough to see so many people that I know I've been so encouraging to just attack me and like, you know,
Well, it's the people, they're disgusting. They're disgusting people.
The AI news gets them to become zombies.
Yeah, usually I got a couple people that talk crap about me or whatever, but they're disgusting. Like, and so it's not like a real nice person is, you know, that I look up to is attacking me. You know, it's a disgusting person.
It is what it is. I even created a meme today because it was getting to me.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I created a bunch of memes or whatever. But the thing is that, you know, you got a good channel. I love your channel. You make sure to go subscribe. I got them links down below. And shout out to everybody in the chat. My Sherry up in here. Shout out to everybody. Paranoid American. Thank you so much for doing these streams. And is there any more names we need to name off before we sign out?
Oh, let me check. You guys banter. Let me make sure.
Yeah, I don't think
the Omega Eye I saw coming on here. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Oh, okay. Can we also just pull up a picture of Omega Red for anyone that hasn't ever seen the character Omega Red? He's one of the coolest comic villains ever of any franchise. So since we're talking Omega, we just gotta show it.
Omega Red.
Yeah, dude. Omega Red was by far one of the coolest ever.
That's your dude right there. It looks like he's hooked up to the iPhone right here. You know how everyone holds the iPhone in their hand?
What was his power?
He was like a Russian zombie. He was, you know how Wolverine started out as Weapon X? He was like a Russian version of a Weapon X, but a little creepier.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so the Omega Eye symbol combines the Greek letter omega with an eye image. Typically represents the concept of having ultimate vision or the end of all sight. That's interesting. So like seeing everything or seeing nothing. That kind of like the wheat and the tares. You know, like people waking up and people dying, if you will, continuing in ignorance. Often interpreted as in spiritual context as signifying God's all-seeing ability as the Alpha and the Omega, meaning he sees everything past. We're at the time travel, past, present, and future. That's what it's about. Time travel.
He's a time traveler. That's Trump. The time traveler. Look, Trump is a time
traveler. Put him in the book, right?
That he's the last president. The last president time traveling.
And what about Elon? He's probably a time traveler too, isn't he? In that book, Elon, the ruler of Mars.
Yes, he was written about
Werner von Braun.
Werner von Braun, the Mars Project, about a group named Elon before Elon was born, colonizing Mars, and that's the shirt he's wearing right here is Occupy Mars, colonizing Mars. Very interesting stuff.
Well, you know what? What if? You know how like you decode stuff? You guys decode stuff. What if like there's like
investigate?
What if there's a roadmap for what's coming? You know, like what if there's a roadmap?
Whatever coming, it's gonna happen. Whatever we resist persists. Like
that roadmap is only available on Patreon. Go ahead and sign up now. I'm just kidding.
Smash the like button. Oh man, thank you so much, Jacob and Paranoid. I appreciate both of you.
I appreciate it.
It was awesome meeting you, Jacob. We got to collaborate.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm so happy you followed me on X. So I'll be in touch there, and I'll DM you and stuff. And I really, really love your glasses. I mean, like really.
They are nice.
They're becoming trademark now.
You know what? Yeah, I don't have anything cool to wear.
I'm trying to find red, white, and blue ones. Oh, and shout out to our latest Illuminati initiate, Molly. Molly, you get to be Perseus.
Oh, thank you so much, Molly. Woo woo. Oh, look at it go up. I saw it go up in real time. So
we got some nicknames for some Illuminati nickname haters. We're not going to announce their real names, but I did dub two. One of them was member Bozo, and the other one was Karen. So those are our two hater Illuminati members that we've nicknamed.
Nice. They're the dark Illuminati.
Yeah,
right?
you're in the dark Illuminati. You're in. No, I would say it's more like the kid table Illuminati. This the shallow end.
I'll play this clip
Just
one
for
more time.
anybody that's asking, I am not in the Illuminati. I'm not in any.
Well, you can sign up for the Illuminati Yacht Club.
For as much as
sign up.
$5, you can be part of the
Don't sign up,
Illuminati.
but that is, yeah, I get that a lot. You know, I have to tell people. I said, I swear on my children, I'm not involved in any secret organization. I don't have any influence. I literally just get by. I made more money when I was selling mattresses, but I love this more, and I feel like it's really important today. So you all should, you know, help out Donut, help out Paranoid, get yourselves, support them. This is not easy what we do, you know. And Donut's not even monetized on YouTube. Not that I get so much from my monetization, but you know, at least it's something. You guys are doing great. This looks like this project is really taking off. Good job, congratulations.
Thank you. It's a home run.
Much more coming too.
It's a home run. It's a history lesson. You get to actually learn history. This isn't just like some like out of like, oh, look, guys, the color is red. It's a satanic symbol. It's red. It's like, no, we're going through the actual symbolism, the actual history, the facts. So it's a fun comic. It's fun, but it's also you're learning history. This is history that we're uncovering, accessing the secrets.
Well, when I look at the two of you, I feel like I'm sandwiched between two healthy looking individuals, and then like I feel like I got to do something about my lighting.
The meat and the potatoes. The meatball, you're the meatball and we're the bread. That's what it is.
This is like an Oreo, an all-white Oreo.
God bless the meatball. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Smash that like button. Go support the channel. Much love and God bless you. That's for the yo. What up? It's dope. I want to play this commercial. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Yo, what up? It's Donut, and you tuning in to all your Illuminati news. Get your copy of the Illuminati comic. IlluminatiComic.com. You know you want it. Get early bird access to massive discounts and exclusive gifts. Access the secrets worldwide. Learn the secrets of the Illuminati. Access the secrets. Join the Illuminati Yacht Club. Get the Donut VHS box and join the street team. Click the link below. Limited time only. The Illuminati. Yo, what up? It's Donut. The Illuminati comic dropped worldwide. Get your Illuminati comic today about the Bavarian Illuminati exposing the infamous secret society. It's a chit track Illuminati comic. Make sure to go back this project. We were fully funded in 3 minutes.
Learn about the full history of the Bavarian Illuminati. Adam Weishaupt, Alumbrados, Jesuits, Rosicrucians, Freemasons, and more.
We got early bird access today only. If you subscribe today, you get a massive discount anywhere in the world. The digital deluxe tier. Get the digital copy plus an add-on private video presentation. Get the black and white chit track Illuminati comic, or get it in color. I mean, I would get it in color because this is banging. Learn all the secrets. And the Donut VHS box. Get the early bird special. This ends today. These sell out so quickly. Very, very popular. And it's the first time ever we're doing them worldwide with the Illuminati comic. Massive discounts today only. Click that link below. The Illuminati street team. Become part of the street team. Get a bunch of these comics and slang them. You can make a bunch of money. You can make your money back and profit. If you got a store, you can sell them out of your store or just hand them out, leave them at the library. Join the Illuminati street team. Or if you a big baller like that and you want to be part of the Illuminati Yacht Club, that's for the big ballers right there who want to join the Illuminati Yacht Club. I mean, that's that official, like a referee whistle pledge right there. So click that link below. This is the Illuminati comic. Sign up right now. Reserve your spot. Much love and God bless you.
God bless you. Access to the grid.
That's right, it's the Illuminati comic from Donut and Paranoid American. Get yours now at IlluminatiComic.com.